Sup for the beef and meat, indeed.
Shavkat Rakhmanov. Sometimes historically we've called him Shav Meatlockmanov. Is he a meatlock in this one? I'm curious, Meat Boy, because he's taking on your dude, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, who is 41, but he's coming in, having looking better than ever against Kevin Holland. And while that was fight of the night, he ended up getting the finish in the fourth round. It was kind of a strange fight where Wonderboy was getting taken down, but then Kevin Holland would let him up, and there was this sort of unspoken agreement that the two of them would go out there and stand and bang. And when you do that with Wonder Boy, it's not a good idea. And Kevin Holland learned that the hard way. So he's facing Shavkat in this one, coming in off a nice win, but Shavkat's kind of a different beast, right? 17-0. The dude is as well rounded as anyone. You wonder if this guy is Hamzat's greatest competitor, so to speak, because this guy seemingly has no weaknesses, and every single time he's fighting, he's picking up performance of the night or fight of the night. And that was most pronounced recently against Jeff Neal when it was probably his closest fight to date. It was a pretty close third round finish for him, but one where we finally saw Shavkat get tested a little bit because in the previous fights, Neil Magny, non-competitive, wasn't close. Carlson Harris, Michel Prazeres, a.k.a. The Stump, all those fights were just non-competitive. Shavkat Rakhmanov luck. So is this fight against a 41-year-old Wonder Boy who does want a title shot himself? He's referencing Glover. He's referencing these OGs who was able to pick up belts late in their career, and that's where his mindset is focused on. But he's got to get through an undefeated absolute killer in Shavkat. So are Wonder Boy's title ambitions simply a pipe dream, and Shavkat's coming to reclaim that Rakhmanov title, or is Wonder Boy going to shock some people and find a way to get this done?
Yeah, it would not surprise me if Wonder Boy maybe pulls off the upset. He is a Wonder Boy and he is a top tier fighter, but I think this comes down to, age, and Shavkat really is the real deal. We've been seeing how he's performing. He's also got the reach advantage. He's got the height advantage. I'm just very curious if Shavkat grapples, this won't even be competitive. It's going to be sad actually to see Wonder Boy go to BKFC or the Karate League with Anthony Pettis. But I think the Nomad is going to decimate him wherever it goes. I think he really is the real deal. I'm very excited for this fight. I'm definitely avoiding this fight. These odds are just terrible. Wonder Boy, you can never count him out, even at age 40. That's how I'll put it like that. But I think Shavkat will probably win submission or decision. I'd be very surprised if he knocks him out on the feet. That would be crazy. Not many people have versus Wonder Boy.
Yeah, you mentioned perhaps Thompson heads over to Karate Combat and faces Anthony Pettis in a rematch because the only time we've seen Wonder Boy get slept was from that Riolo Superman punch by Anthony Pettis in a fight that Wonder Boy was really controlling and winning until he got caught with that perfect shot. So, to your point, if Ragmanov's able to finish Stephen Wonder Boy Thompson with strikes, then that'd be something that not a lot of guys can do because usually if you're beating Wonder Boy Thompson, it's a unanimous decision. He often gets taken down, he gets controlled, and wrestlers have had their way with him throughout the last couple of years for sure. So Rakhmanov, you got to believe, will have seen that recipe, have seen that blueprint, and will try to implement something closer to that as opposed to the fight that Kevin Holland tried to fight where you're just kind of playing with fire if you're trying to work towards Steven's strengths when fighting on the feet. So again, Tapology, 91% pretty bullish on Rakhmanov. Minus 650 though, so odds aren't great. Plus 470 for Wonder Boy. If you're taking Rakhmanov, do you think that the submission is likely, or does Steven find a way to survive like he often does against these wrestlers, even though he's getting dominated? Is it Rakhmanov by submission, or maybe a sneaky decision?
I think it is going to be decision, but it would not surprise me if he goes to the ground, he gets that sneaky submission. I would imagine and hope Wonder Boy has leveled up his grappling and jiu-jitsu since the other two ragdolls he endured. But man, the Nomad's no joke, so I just can't. I think the odds will be pretty bad for sub if I had to guess. Decision odds might be juicy, so definitely something to think about.
Yeah, something to think about for sure. Perhaps Wonder Boy can survive, and I guess that's where I'm going to be going. I'm obviously picking Shavkat. I've just been pretty torn on whether it's KO, sub, or decision, and I'll roll with the idea that Steven finds a way to survive. Maybe has some flashes and some glimmers of hope when on the feet, but just got to imagine Shavkat's going to have the tools necessary to get this fight where he wants to, and then once he does get it there, I haven't seen enough from Wonderboy Thompson to warrants him being able to get up from the pressure that Shavkat will be offering. Because Shavkat seems just super strong. He seems like he's out muscling all the guys out there, and that's why I predominantly want to see that fight against Hamzat, because I want to see who the true 170 scary undefeated GOAT is, and that to me could be the future matchup. But in this one, I like Rakhmanov. I like by decision, and I like your idea of Wonderboy heading over to Karate Combat, because I feel like he could be the Mike Perry of Karate Combat. No.
100%, I think so too. Especially if he can somehow squeeze out a few more years with some TRT and what other drugs they let him take, then he's got at least 10 more years in him. But throw in the comments who you taking and why. Are you riding with Wonderboy with the big upset? Or is the Nomad just a lock?